Welcome to Man vs Skyrim. I'm going to show you what it takes to get out alive from some of the most dangerous places in Skyrim. I've got to make it through a series of challenges in the sort of places you wouldn't last a day without the right survival skills. I'll be handling some of the toughest terrains and going up against nature's wild side where one slip could cost you your life. Every animal wants a piece of you, and you've got to get them before they get you. I'm pinning my wits against nature and showing you what you need to survive in one of the toughest environments known to man. Welcome back to Man vs Skyrim. On the last episode I made my way down into this bandit cave, where I was able to bring them all down and get a lot of supplies for the journey ahead. But now I've got to keep moving around this mountain system here. I've got to get to Everstead and from there head up the mountain to the Masters. It's going to be quite the journey. We've got a bit of a little water system here, so I'm just going to cruise around this. It is night now. I've been down in this cave for quite some time, so it's going to be pretty risky travelling at night, but I've got to make speed while I can, so let's just keep moving. Now I've really got to be careful now, because at night it always becomes a lot more dangerous out here. The more ferocious creatures come in, and it's always harder to see them. Whether you're on track in the bush or even near towns, you can never be sure. Even logs like this, so you've got to be careful just standing still there, but I'm going to keep moving. We've got a bit of a bridge here across this estuary system, so let's just keep moving. Right, we've got quite the climb up ahead. We've got to head back towards the peak of the mountains here, but oh, hang on. Is that a wolf up ahead or a dog? It's too hard to tell, but it hasn't seen me yet. Definitely a wolf by the hour. By the cover of night, I've had a little bit of cover. Alright, there we go, we've brought one down. There could be more though, so take this slow. Just be careful, scout the surrounding areas out. You don't want to stay on this path too long though, especially looking one way. You never know when something might sneak up on you, so... Alright, let's keep going. We've really got to start cutting around this mountain, but it looks like we might be able to start getting a bit of a vertical descension, or an ascension. Descension would be down, but that's alright. We'll be descending when we come back, so let's just keep moving. So... Fox. Sneaky little critter. Where you running? Where you running, Fox? Off. That's right, I'm going to let that one go. I've killed enough foxes for no reason whatsoever, so let's just keep moving. I'm going to try swing around now. I'm pretty sure Everstead's a little bit further along this pass. I could be wrong, but I've just got to keep making my way through. Keep trying to climb up this mountain. I've really got to save my fatigue, especially when climbing up steep slopes like this. You really need to have all your energy, especially if larger rocks fall down. As you can see by this high rock face here, it doesn't take much for something to step on it, even just a shift in the earth or a vibration, and drop a large boulder on you. And if something knocks you off, well, from a fall up here, you really could get hurt. So let's just keep moving. I want to make as much ground as I can, even though it is night. Alright, there really doesn't seem to be much sign of life at the moment, which is good for me, because personally, I just want to make my way across this ground as quick as I can and get to the Masters. Last time it seemed they summoned me. What is that? Is that a goat? Or a pig? I really can't see what that is. Maybe just a sheep. Either way, we've brought it down and it was just a goat. In the dark of night, sometimes it's easy to mistake these creatures, even a simple creature, for something ferocious, so there's no harm in taking it down just for safety in times like that. Got a bit of a slope here that we just can't get up, but that's alright. Just go side to side. I've showed you guys how to do that before. Side to side, gain your footing on the ledges and just keep making your way up, and eventually you'll find that ground that you can cross. And no goats. Alright, let's move. Got a bit of an opening now, so I've got to be hang on. There's goat, would you fuck off? Looks like a bear up ahead. If that go, okay, it's coming. It's seeing me. Get the shots off now. Or is that a saber cat? It's a saber cat. I'm gonna try to take this thing down before it gets to me. Try to predict its movement. Just like that, straight into the vitals, putting it straight into a lung, possibly into its kidneys there, perforating its bowels. But in 2 arrows, I was able to bring this big creature down. It seems that my accuracy out here is becoming much more precise just from surviving, just being able to pinpoint, and these will definitely fetch a price in town. I can get one of my arrows back. Alright, it's apparent the other one probably snapped off inside of it, so not really of use to me anymore. So it looks like we're getting close to Everstead now, and I've got to be careful. If saber cats are showing themselves, there could be much more showing soon. Alright, let's just keep moving up this slope here. Doesn't seem to be too much of a danger. And as soon as we've got Eversteed in sight, we should be able to start descending this mountain. And as you can see, it is going to get extremely cold up here. You can see the fog settling on the slopes there, and heading up into these areas, it's not uncommon to come into blizzards and all sorts of crazy weather. So you've really got to be prepared for that sort of thing. And it really is not the sort of place you want to be resting. I mean, in a cold area. Hang on, what is this? Shh. Shit. Hang on, is that a troll? He's pissed off. Either that or he's just dancing. Possibly even a mate. I'm trying to call that to a female, which could be nearby, but really I'm not quite sure yet. So when he stops moving, I'm going to wait for it, and then take the shot. There we go. Looks like we've brought him down. Hasn't quite finished him off, but enough to weaken him. And with that, it's an easy shot, and you know where to put it. Straight in the butthole. Quickest way to kill a troll, and most animals. Alright, let's see what this guy's. He's obviously killed a few humans, as you can see here. Humanoids of the land, not necessarily humans themselves, but a troll skull. Quite the trophy. You can see the unique ridging across the top and the strange shape of the skull. Not apparent to their brain size, obviously, but that's alright. Got a corpse here which might give us... What is that? A book of sorts. I'm going to take that. And a note. Let's have a read. Captain, there have been multiple complaints about attacks near the river northwest of the rift. We could use some more civilian support from that area for the war effort. So send a few men to investigate. It's probably just a couple of wolves, so you'll only need to send at most 2 men. Happy hunting. I don't think 2 men did it somehow. Judging by the corpses here and the remains of a few more than just 2. But that's alright, we're just going to keep going. Might get an arrow back off this guy, but yep, we'll get on our way. Alright, so pretty soon we're really going to have to start ascending this slope, and it's not going to be an easy ride, but first of all we've got to keep scaling up a little bit more till we can get to more of a accessible path to get up. And I really do have to be careful now. In this night here, I really am wary about travelling. There is a lot of goats out tonight though. A lot of goats out tonight. So I was lucky for that bandit cave. There is a lot of goats. This is Goat City. Not really of much use to me. I've got plenty of food for the journey ahead, so I'm just going to let them keep going by. Now look, hang on, this could be it here. This looks like might be the start of it here. We've got a man-made bridge here, and you can see the remnants of steps as it heads up, so this is probably the way. Last hang on, we're going to bear off to the side here. I don't know if he's spotted me. I am quite a distance away. So I'm going to keep quiet now. I'm going to try and move up to a vantage point. Try sneak in behind these cliffs here in this tree. Then I'm going to bring it down, but I really don't want to be out in this rain too long. Especially starting to head up into the mountains with the cold clothing. Hang on, shh. It's slow. These will take more than 2 arrows. It looks like he's got something there. Go for the vitals. He's got the corpse of a human. Go. Just like that. Straight into his skull, we were able to bring him down. When you aim for these vital points, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to bring these guys down. Alright, and he's taken a few. Those will fetch a decent price in town, and these guys might have been some hunters. They may have some arrows, which there you can go. Maybe some that'll help me on my way. We've got a few arrows, which is great for me. We'll take that lockpick. And some grilled chicken breast. Hell yeah. I feel like chicken tonight, so let's get that into me. Alright. Some more gold. Bit of a rabbit haunch. Saber cat pelt, so these guys will take the wine. And a few more arrows, which is great for me. So I'm starting to build up my arrow supply again, which is great when I'm making my way through the wilderness out here. But we've got quite the journey ahead, and it is raining, so this is going to be a very risky sort of journey. When you're moving up into the cold slopes like this with already wet clothing, you're just asking for disaster. You really don't want to get sick up here, and it really does start to slow you down. So I'm going to keep moving for now for as long as I can, but as soon as I start to get tired, too wet, or even hungry, I'm going to try find a spot under the shade, or not so much the shade but under cover, and rest up for a while. But for now, we're going to follow this man-made ledge because I can just feel an overwhelming sense of direction heading this way. It's like the masters are pulling me up this way, and I'm really not sure what they've got planned for me next, but I truly have been using a lot of my energy up here, and already you can hear that being out in this weather is starting to take its toll on my voice. So I'm going to keep going for a little bit longer, see if we can't make our way a bit more closer, but I still think we've got quite the journey to the top heading up these stairs, so we're just going to have to move and hopefully not come across too much trouble. But Looks like the rain stopped, probably just heading around this estuary system that we saw here. It tends to pull the sort of river systems with a bit of a climatic change as you head up, so let's keep moving. Now, I can't see too much ahead, but with these tight corners and high cliffs I could be ambushed quite easily, so I've just really got to keep my A game on, be switched on, and make sure that my sensors are up. Alright, let's keep moving. This strange sort of stone's probably been here for hundreds if not thousands of years. For all I know, these masters don't really give much about their age or really much about their meaning at all, but they've shown an interest in me, and apparently I'm the Dragonborn, and it's probably aiding to half the reason that I've been surviving out here for so long. But with my advice, you don't need to be a Dragonborn. You just need to be smart. Fuck off, goat, you scared the hell out of me. You just need to be smart. As you can see, these are obviously markings of some sort to send the way and show which way you have to go. And I can really feel this breeze coming on now. It's getting a lot colder. My clothes are still quite damp from the travel down below where I was getting soaked in that rain, so I'm going to keep moving for a little bit more, but I really don't want to get sick. It's the last thing you want out here. You can be pitched up for a couple of days and it can really slow you down, and unfortunately I just don't have that sort of time on my hands. I need to get to the top and I need to see the masters, so as soon as I can, once I've made enough distance, I'm going to have a little bit of a rest. But as you can see from up here, guys, it really is quite the slope down. It's not uncommon for avalanches and blizzards to form, and as you can see, there's a lot of wind starting to sweep over these slopes, so I'm quite lucky right now that there isn't really any snow falling, because in these sort of conditions with the harsh winds and snow, it can be quite dangerous and really tough to travel in. And so far there doesn't even seem to be too much of a hostile life or any form of animal life at all here, really. So let's keep moving. As you can see, the slopes from down below, the wind just sweeps up and makes it up, and that's when you get these gusts forming. As you can see down below, these big thickets of fog and mist. Alright, let's keep moving. I don't know how much further I can go. Looks like we've got a bit of an undercover area up ahead. Let's check this out. I've got to be careful. Often you see trolls and other sort of cave-dwelling species up here, so I'm just going to take this a little bit slow, be aware of my surroundings. And this actually looks like a really good spot for me to spend the night. It's still going to be cold, but I've got a rucksack. I'm well out of the area up here. If it does start to get a blizzard, I can always tuck myself in here, possibly pitch a blanket of sorts across the front here, and we should be protected from the snow and the wind. But I can definitely feel an overwhelming sense of sickness coming over me, as you can hear it in my voice, so we're going to have to cancel this one out here. I'm going to rest up, hopefully get my strength back, and by the time I come back, we should be able to get up top. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to pitch up, have me some chicken, and now that's going to be it. Thank you for watching.